What if I told you that the man who invented the telephone had no formal education in engineering or electricity? Our story begins in the heart of Scotland, in 1847 with a young boy named Alexander Graham Bell. Born into a lineage of speech educators, Bell was destined to have a deep understanding of sound. His curiosity was sparked at an early age, and he found himself fascinated by the mechanics of speech and resonance. Health issues would eventually lead the family to relocate to the cooler climes of Canada, a move that would set the stage for Bell's imminent greatness. A few years later, the lure of opportunity beckoned him to the United States. It was here that he would embark on a journey into the realm of the unknown, driven by his relentless curiosity and his unwavering belief in the power of sound. Thus, a young, curious mind embarked on a journey that would change the world forever. Bell, the young man with no formal engineering training, was about to shake the world with his invention. This was a time when the world was ripe for change, and the seeds of innovation were sprouting in the mind of a man named Alexander Graham Bell. Bell was not just a man with a dream, he was a man with an understanding. He understood sound and acoustics like no other. His mother and wife were both deaf, which fueled his fascination with sound and his desire to create a device that could make communication easier for the hearing impaired. He was not just an inventor, he was a man on a mission. This mission led him to a world-changing invention, the telephone. But how did he do it? Bell's understanding of sound was key. He knew that sound traveled in waves and believed that these waves could be converted into electrical signals. He was right. With the help of his assistant, Thomas Watson, Bell was able to bring his theory to life. The first successful experiment was a moment for the ages. Bell was in one room and Watson in another. Bell spoke into his device and his words traveled across a wire to Watson's room. "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." These were the first words ever spoken over a telephone. Watson heard the message, and with that, the telephone was born. This was not just an invention, it was a revolution. The telephone transformed the way we communicate, bringing us closer to each other than ever before. It was the beginning of a new era, an era where distance did not hinder communication, an era where sound could travel without boundaries. With this invention, Bell did not just create a device, he created a pathway that led us to the world we live in today, a world where we can talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time. A world where the sound of our voices can reach across continents in the blink of an eye. With this, the world began to hear the sound of a new era. While the telephone is his most famous invention, did you know that Bell's curiosity led him to many other remarkable innovations? Alexander Graham Bell was a man of insatiable curiosity and a relentless inventor. His contributions to the world of science and technology were not limited to the telephone. One such invention was the photophone. In 1880, Bell and his assistant, Charles Sumner Tainter, developed a device that could transmit sound on a beam of light. Quite astonishing, right? This was an early version of what we now know as fiber optics. The photophone was a groundbreaking invention, a precursor to the modern technology that powers our internet and cable TV. Another remarkable invention by Bell was the aileron, a critical component in aircraft design. The term aileron comes from French, meaning little wing. Bell's ailerons were flaps on the wings of an aircraft that could be manipulated to control the plane's balance and stability. His work in this field was instrumental in advancing aviation technology, contributing to the flights we enjoy today. But Bell's interests and contributions were not confined to science and technology. He was also an ardent supporter of exploration and earth sciences. He played a pivotal role in the development of the National Geographic Society, a platform that has since become a global beacon for exploration, education, and conservation. Bell served as the Society's president for 5 years, from 1896 to 1901. During his presidency, he introduced the use of illustrations in the Society's publications, a trend that continues to this day, adding a rich layer of visual storytelling to the Society's work. Bell's legacy extends far beyond the familiar ring of the telephone. His inventions, his contributions to science, aviation, and earth sciences have left an indelible mark on our world. His genius stretched from the depths of the ocean to the heights of the sky, proving that Bell's genius knew no bounds. So what does the story of Alexander Graham Bell teach us? This question invites us to delve into the profound impact of Bell's life and inventions on the world. Bell's legacy extends far beyond his most famous invention, the telephone. His groundbreaking work in communication technology has undeniably laid the foundation for the modern telecommunications landscape we are familiar with today. Imagine a world without the convenience of instant communication. It would be a vastly different place, wouldn't it? This convenience is an integral part of our daily lives, and it's largely thanks to Bell's innovative spirit and relentless dedication to his work. The telephone, Bell's crowning achievement, transformed human interaction, making it possible for voices to travel across vast distances. This invention was the precursor to the myriad of communication devices we use today, from smartphones to the internet. But Bell's influence doesn't stop at telecommunications. His work with the deaf community is another testament to his profound impact on society. Driven by a personal connection, as his mother and wife were both deaf, Bell devoted much of his life to improving communication for the hearing impaired. His research in visible speech and his invention of the photophone, a device that transmitted sound on a beam of light, were instrumental in advancing accessibility and inclusivity. Bell's legacy is one of curiosity, perseverance, and a deep-seated desire to make the world a better place. He was a man of many talents and interests, a relentless innovator who was always looking ahead. His life is a reminder of the power of curiosity and the potential of the human mind when it's dedicated to solving problems and breaking boundaries. In essence, Alexander Graham Bell's story is not just about his inventions, it's about the human spirit, the drive to innovate, and the will to make a difference. He was a man who, without any formal training, used his curiosity and perseverance to change the way we connect and communicate.